You are watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the November 25th meeting for the LaPorte County Convention and Visitors Bureau Board. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Okay, if everybody's ready, we're going to rock and roll here. We're going to call to order the November 25th, 2025 meeting of the Board of Managers for the LaPorte County Convention and Visitors Bureau. May we have the roll call, please?
Don Babcock.
Yeah.
Matt Harris.
Here.
Becky Greenlaw.
Here.
Diane Gonzalez. Present. Rich Grimarosa.
Here.
Mike Seitz. For Zoom, not yet. Martha King. Adam Konechny.
Here.
And Laura Prince per Zoom, not yet.
We have quorum.
We do have
Yes.
quorum.
Yes. Okay, well, thank you all for continuing your attendance at our very, very important monthly meetings, just to go over our business. I'll open the floor at this time for any public comments. Hearing none, we'll go right into our approval of our minutes for our October 2025 meeting. You've had a chance.
Second.
We have a motion by Don Babcock and a second by Diane Gonzalez. Any questions, comments, changes, etc.? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, I don't have anything specific under my report this morning, separate of our strategic planning process, but we'll just ask Dan Barris to give us kind of a update, overview.
Yeah. I just kind of want to reiterate just how all of our planning is, with our new system is falling into line. And I wasn't here last week, so some of this may be, last month, may be redundant, but, I just think it's so important to keep reiterating it. Our strategic plan is the overarching guide to what we do. And that's what everybody sitting around the table gets to participate in and help drive. And that was done earlier this quarter with Josiah. I thought it was great that we went back, revisited that document. It got great feedback and comment that has now been changed and will be fully integrated into that document. And then the next step is the budget that's driven off the strategic plan. And Jack and the team is going to present that today. And then we'll formalize our internal business planning and staff allocation to that business plan once we know the budget's approved. So it's all happened sequentially, and it's all happening synergistically, and we're just staying with those disciplines. And we'll come back and present, then off that, we're going to present quarterly or 3 or 4 times a year a report, a detailed report off that planning. And we'll do an year-end version of that, probably at the February meeting. And then we'll do it every 2 to 3 months thereafter. So we've got a good rhythm, we've got a good system in place, and everybody's involved, and I think it's going to work real well and has been working real well. So if there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer it, but that's the flow of it, and it's working real well.
Anybody have any comments on the strategic planning process? It's coming along just beautifully, and I've been watching the progress and watching the little hash marks move from one quarter to the next of things being completed. So, wonderful tool. Thank you guys for doing that.
Yeah.
Treasurer's report.
Okay, for October 2025, total accounts payable $45,989.71. Payroll for October, $70,306.17 for a total of $116,295.88. I will pass for the board's signature the statements of financial position, the profit and loss budget performance, the bank account reconciliations, along with the corresponding claim sheets.
Thank you. I need a motion to approve the treasurer's report as presented.
Motion approved.
I have a motion, I need a second.
Second,
Okay,
Don and I.
it's okay. We have a motion by Rich Grammarosa and a second by Diana Gonzalez to approve the treasurer's report as presented. Are there any discussions, comments? Those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, this brings us down to our operational report, which is covered mainly by our staff and headed up by Jack. But I think we're going to start out with this, with the presentation. You want to start out with that first?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, you want to go ahead and introduce our guests?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, and before we do some of the staff updates, we were fortunate enough to, where Jeff Matusik, the president of the Lake Association, was able to carve out some time on his schedule to come and talk to us a little bit, update us. As you all know, we did a presentation, thanks, kindly, at City Hall a couple of weeks ago. Jeff was there with us. Several of his board members were there. It was a great opportunity to be able to share with the community that we do what we do. This would just take visitors' dollars and put them back out in the community. And what a better cause than our inland lakes, which bring tons of visitors in. They secure weekends for our local folks to be out there with their families. So we hit everything with that. And so actually Jeff's the expert in talking about it. So let's just go to Jeff, if you would, please, and share with the board your thoughts on what you guys do and how we can continue this relationship.
Thank you. Appreciate being here, putting a little face to the name and what we do. A lot of people don't even know the LaPorte Lake Association exists. First of all, my name is Jeff Matusik. I live in LaPorte. Been there 16 years. Okay, I'm a retired fireman. Was fireman for 31 years and managed UPS. I was a manager for a grocery store. So I've been in the process of helping out and helping others for a long time. So I love the lake. I love making sure things are active, to keep it clean and be able to be usable. So if we stop treating the lakes within about 3 years, we would not be able to use the lakes. And I just don't think that's acceptable at all. And how we pay for that too is thank you so much guys for the donation. That's how we pay for things, through donations, memberships, household and businesses. A business is $150, a household is $50 per year. I've been working pretty hard to try to get the constants coming in instead of just, it's nice having donations, but having a consistent amount of money coming in is what we need. Throughout the years, the Lake Association started about 1965. So it's been around that long, and there's been presidents throughout the years. But I've tried to bring it into the current, so where we're at now. Before, everything was written on paper, nothing was computerized, and we brought things to where it should be at now. Came up with a clothing line, doing things to get the name out there. Our main process, the main thing that we do is treat for the milfoil. I don't know if you've heard of milfoil. The milfoil, it grows up to the top and spreads across the lake. You have to treat it every year. You just can't kill it off and it will be gone forever. So, and every year those costs keep getting more and more. The chemicals that they use to treat it with do not harm the fish, do not harm the people. People can swim in it that day. It's about $500 a gallon for it. Last year we treated, or this past spring we treated 74 acres of it, which cost us $50,000. We put in for a LEAR grant. LEAR grants come from everyone's boat registrations, fishing licenses and stuff, goes to the state. The DNR distributes that through everybody to lakes, whoever puts in for the grant throughout the state. They give us $20,000, $26,000 was the max they give us. We'll see if they give us next year. So this year, the $51,000, that money went into it, it cost us $31,000 out of our pockets. And for us, that's a lot of money. For me, it's a lot of money because just from donations and memberships, that it makes a big difference. We have over 600 people living on the lake, and we only have 140 members. So that kind of bothers a lot of us, and we try to been trying to educate people. In the spring, we're going around knocking on doors again and stuff, and what the importance of it is. Because I think I really feel the lakes bring in a lot of, it helps out the whole community, it helps out with taxes, it brings in revenue. People fill in the hotels, the Airbnbs. People's kids are working on the restaurants up and down Pine Lake Avenue around LaPorte. If we didn't have those lakes, those businesses wouldn't be there. Property values would plummet. I think it would hurt the whole city overall as a whole. So that's another reason why I really push to try to see what I can do this year. I'm trying to do my best, but the process of the way we treat the lakes is we start off at the beginning of the year. We already start working on our winter grants for the state. Then we'll hire a company, put in for bids for companies that have to be DNR approved companies to be able to treat the lakes. We just can't do it ourselves. We'll spread stuff around. We get in a lot of trouble with EPA with that. So we put in for the grants. We've been using aquatic weed control for the last few years. They've been fantastic. And what they do is they go out and they do what they call raking. And with GPS, they do a grid system across the lakes, and they go by depth. So they do it when the water's about 60 degrees. If the water depth is 10 feet, or there's 4 feet, they'll grid how deep the milfoil is at the different areas, and it's all GPS. And then when they come put together a map. Then with that map, they present it to the DNR's Department of Wildlife Biologists. And they come up with a plan, they'll get it back to me, we'll look it over, we'll come up with, okay, this is what we can afford to treat. So then they come up with this map that I passed out to all of you guys. And then every year it changes. Then they come up with what needs to be built on here is dominant, medium, and low. We had a couple low spots, but it's not marked on the map. Those we let go until fall. What they do is check for the roots. And if they see they're starting to grow if they're getting aggressive and starting to grow, and there's a lot of it, then they'll put it on for more dominant, and those are the spots that we have to treat no matter what. These are the spots that we treated this year, 74 acres. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it is. And next year they're estimated we're going to have to treat more, maybe up to 90 acres, and we're looking at a cost of anywhere from $60,000 to $80,000 next year. So that being said, with the money you guys donate to us, that is going to go towards our springs treatments for the milfoil. So that is going to be a huge help, huge help for us. Going with we treat stone and pine. Stone Lake doesn't get as much because it's so deep. Our lakes are more gravel based. You can never, like I said, you can never get rid of this. So, sorry, the boats that come across the lake, because our lake's a little bit shallow, we're on Pine Lake, some of the wake boats and stuff, they stir everything up, and it creates more of it. So if you take the weed, you crumple it up in your hand, it comes in little particles, every one little particle will become a new weed. That's why it's so aggressive. It'll chokes out all the other weeds. The fish and the wildlife really don't eat the milfoil, so that's another problem with us. The DNR does not have any other ways for us to do anything, any ways for us to get rid of this weed. So, we're talking about weeds here. Everyone's like, it's just a weed. Well, that weed is very important to our lakes because of the fact that it would choke out our lakes within 3 years if we stopped treating it. So some people are like, it'll be fine, the lakes don't have problems with it. I'm like, well, they do, and they have to treat it also. You asked about Clear Lake in LaPorte there. The city takes care of Clear Lake. It's so shallow, they really don't have an issue with it. Our main problem is stone and pine, so that's what I've already focused all my stuff onto that lake. As far as, we also started a walleye stocking program. So over the last 4 years, I put almost 14,000 walleye in Pine Lake, which that's helping bring in a lot of the anglers in, fishermen. The locals are starting to catch them now. It takes about 3 years for them to mature, whether they're big enough to be able to catch. So that's helping a lot of things too. Bringing more revenue into the city, bringing some more fishing tournaments into the city. It's helping out all the businesses up and down Pine Lake Avenue. Because the visitors come in and they're staying at the hotels. They're staying at, they're eating at all our businesses. They're visiting, they're taking care, they're participating in all the events that the city has going on. So that's basically it. I don't want to get too detailed with somebody else, but I just wanted to let you guys know what we do and everything, and how the process goes.
Is that the only invasive species?
It is for us right now. There is another one called the Stony Starwort, okay, that is not on our lake yet. Hudson Lake got it on their lake, and they had to shut down part of their lake because they couldn't afford to treat it.
The same chemical, kill
The
both?
same chemicals, it's the same chemical, but a different, they said they don't work on it, but they're working on other chemicals to control that one too. We don't have it on our lakes, which is amazing. The biologists are like, they can't believe it because all the different boats that come in and out.
Yeah.
I've tried to see what we can do to try to get the people to clean their boats off before they put them in and everything, but we can't put a boat wash station on the shorelines because the water's, we don't have the sewer systems there, it's just gonna run off into the lake. I've worked with the city with some things over there for the boat launches to see what we can do, but we're just kind of landlocked as far as that
Do they
goes.
inspect the boats before they get dropped?
On Stone Lake, the DNR is a public boat launch, so there's nobody there, it's unmanned. On Pine Lake, the girls that work over there take care of, they kind of keep a pretty good eye in the trailers and they know to watch for it. And they've told some people, hey, go take your boat over to the car wash, run it through there, and then, you go through the hand car wash and you spray it down and spray it on your trailer and come on back, so
Yeah.
that's helpful.
So I noticed that people are catching pikes out of there. For the pikes planted,
The northerns?
Yeah.
There's some big ones in
it's
there.
natural?
Yeah.
Because they go after all the fries that you're putting in there. I mean, they
Yeah,
love the
the perch,
fries.
and you don't see many perch in there. There's a lot of crappie and a lot of bass on the lake. Then this past year, someone caught a 40-some inch northern out of there.
I seen it.
Yeah, there's some big fish in there.
Wow.
And the walleyes are now getting up to around 20 inch, 23, 24 inch.
Wow.
So they're getting up there too, which is fantastic.
That's great.
The the Stony Starwort, if that got on our lake, well, eventually it will be. We'll have to treat probably 3 times a year. And that'll just send our prices through the roof.
Yeah.
I have a question about the people that, like you said, live on the lake. There's like 600, and about 140 are actual members.
Yes, well, the members aren't all people who live on the lake. Some don't even live in the state.
Oh, okay. So, are you getting an opportunity to get them engaged? I mean, some sort of way other than just the membership fee? I mean, do you meet with them, and do they have input as to what types of things should be done at the lake? Do you have that sort of?
We do, and we have 4 meetings a year, public meetings that the public's always welcome to come to. Our next meeting is on December 10th at Huber's Marine. At 6 o'clock. I send out emails and put it on our Facebook page to let all the public know. I always ask our members that do live on the lake and around, I said, knock on your neighbor's door. If they're not a member, bring them to the meeting, tell them what we're about, the importance of what we do. It's basically, you can't force somebody to do it,
No.
and I'm not ever going to be mean about it to anybody. It's just
You gotta be mean. You gotta be mean. You gotta drag them in there.
educating people. Yeah, forceful, right? Educating the public is what I really, I think that's the fireman in me, educate the public of what we do, what our purpose is, what the purpose of is
Okay.
what I try to do for our whole area.
Yeah.
So this, that's just like the seaweed that you see throughout the lake?
It is, but these are the only spots that they had, the spots that were marked on this map of where they found it at. So when they go treat the lake too, I said GPS finds how they do the different depths of the lake. When they put the chemicals in there, they don't just spray them across the top of the water. They inject them into, so if it's 4 foot here, 6 foot there, when they found these milfoil, they goes down, they pull water out of the lake, goes into a big reservoir that's on boat, mixes it with the chemical, and then they inject it down to that depth of where they found it at. So it's just not sprayed, so it specifically attacks where that milfoil, where the roots were growing. So that's how they're able to control it.
And why can't they build more on it?
I think it's just so aggressive that there's no way the DNR doesn't have even trying to, they just can't get rid of it. And anyways, it's all over. It's not just us, it's throughout the whole Midwest. Any other questions for everyone?
Any gobies found in the lake yet, or what?
Any what?
Gobies?
Gobies?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I work pretty close with the DNR and the Department of Wildlife. They always bring up things with us, everything we can do. Like when we put the walleyes in the lake, I have to get permits from them, get it from a fish farm up on the state. All that's all regulated. They talk to us about, all the wildlife that's around the lake. I mean, there's a lack of ducks and stuff like that. You don't see a lot of turtles, and they're like, hey, why don't you add turtles to the lake? They're like, well, that's everything. So I take in everything we get, but I mean, a lot of that's from all the wildlife destroying the nests around the lake, but that's beyond our control. So as long as I keep the lakes clear, keep the weeds, keep those weeds as less as they can. They're not like lily pads. We can't treat the lily pads. We can only treat for the milfoil.
So are lily pads protected, is that it?
No, that's just not something that we can treat for. The DNR does not allow us to treat for. They're not protected, but there are some on Stone Lake. They do have a weed on Stone Lake that's protected by the state, and it's the only one that was found in the state of Indiana. So, and it's on the south side of Stone Lake in a deep area where it's like 50 feet, and we can't treat any of them over there because they don't want anything that's near it. There's like 40 different species of specialty things on our lake, and the DNR loves it. So,
Well, Jeff, hopefully some folks that are be able to see this broadcast, and then we're going to help you during the year to use this as a stepping stone to make folks aware. And to that end, we're going to buy a business membership. So I got a funny story here. So do you pay to be on that board or what?
I am not.
Well, the reason I ask, do you give Roy free booze, or what do you do? Here's why I ask. When I send out an email, usually I'll send out an email and say, hey, we got a board appointment coming up, and all I get is crickets, right? Everybody, yeah, appointment. I sent this one, we have like 5 people want to be on your board here because we're buying it. So I had to do a seniority, and our CFO got so Gail is going to be your representative on the board. Sorry to the others that wanted to be on that, but we had a bunch that wanted to help you out, so we're happy to do that.
I appreciate it. Like I said, I really appreciate you guys making the donation. It's a huge help for us, and more things like that. If I can get an assistant or something unbudgeted, that's fantastic. And I do other things also. I wrote some grants. We do the LAIR grant. I write a Unity grant. The Unity Foundation gave us some $5,000 if that's going to help. And we do little things as far as I did Sunflower Festival group there, trying to educate the public. We did some couple hot dog booths at the launch this year. That made us $2,500. So little things, and we're doing little things too to try to fill in the gaps. So, but thank you, everybody. Appreciate
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Jeff. And keep up.
On the page, if you guys want to, on the second page, my cell phone number's on there, email and stuff. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out. Anytime. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just an example of other great things happening in our county that we can share with not only Indiana, the country, but the whole world.
Yeah, I mean, the way we manage that visitor economy is pretty cool, and it's fun stuff to be able to do that, so that's great. So I've got 4 short updates I would like to move forward with on the agenda. Gail, you're first under, I think you wanted to say a few words maybe under income. And you might want to note for the record, did we get a virtual, did Mike join us?
Yes, I think, no.
Okay, if he does, we probably just need to note it.
Yes. Well, good morning, friends.
Good morning.
I know Jack has shared with you, I think labeled it the income summary sheet. And really what I just wanted to touch on is we are in a very strong projection for 2026 based on the successes that have occurred in 2025 for income. This is not something that we usually talk a lot about, but the very solid areas include, we came from you all at Pat's strong urging to move some of our cash into an income-bearing account, which we hold with Horizon Trust. That account has been very lucrative, solid. We've seen about 160,000 in income from when it was opened in 23 until today. I do see those reports monthly. I think monthly is probably a little bit too often. The markets are still volatile, and but a quarterly sharing of that information is probably on target, just to give us all a sense.
Yes, and I appreciate that. That would be fine, because we definitely want to make use of all those trillions of dollars we have in government.
Turn off the camera.
Is it, what's the annual APY?
The most recent was for 20, it overlaps because of when the account was open, but for 24, 25, it's going to be over $100,000.
I got the number part. I'm looking for
percentage?
the interest rate.
It was around 4, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
we opened it at 4.5,
4.5.
and it has
Right.
shown
I just wanted to make sure that it was a little more aggressive, because sometimes
Yes.
like, you get in at 1 or 2%. So we can do better than that.
No.
And that's
I don't want to
That's
get too
the
discouraged.
argument
Right, yeah.
Pat was thinking.
Yeah, we definitely went through that whole exercise to make sure it's gonna be.
And Verizon was painless, and our customer service support has been great. So
Glad to hear it.
Becky and her team.
Well, no, it wasn't me, but I'm glad to hear it.
Is the whole amount fixed?
the beginning amount,
Yeah.
if we started at $1.5 million, we have added 150,000.
But the rate, the whole.
It's
It's a money market, so it varies.
Yeah.
Well, the rate varies, but yeah, our amounts.
And anyone can ask, that is probably my biggest message this morning, is whether it's income, whether it's expense, please don't hesitate to ask questions, whether you do it, if you do it a week before the board meeting, when you get your notice, that's helpful to me, so that I'm sure I have complete and accurate information to share. But anytime, we want to be as transparent as possible. I'm going to move into another section that we really had some successes in 2025, and that was special events revenue. Look over here to Chelsea and Scott with our backup and say thank you, because we saw vendor income come up significantly because we added more vendors. We added different kinds of vendors. It's been very successful. Overall, with sponsorships, etc., we were 66% higher in 25
Great.
versus 24. And now we're on the plan, so we can continue those higher rates of support from a variety of sources. Let's see.
That's great.
Our 2026 accounts receivables from Great Lakes Grand Prix reflect already a 15 to 20% increase for the same customers, if you will, that we had engaged in 2025. So that's great. All of these income considerations they reflect the strength of our organization, but what I will say is our strongest asset is the diversity and professionalism of our staff. We do support those assets, but they're maybe not spoken of. Amy's skill base is different than mine, equally very important. Chelsea has really moved into some areas that we didn't see all those assets a couple of years ago. We do now. And those are just a couple. Everyone around the table, all of our staff here are greatly appreciated for your unique skill sets. From the oldest of us, I think you need. To our very newest staff, we welcome this
Yeah,
morning.
you were close though.
So
You're a little bit higher. You're a little bit higher than me.
we're not putting up our birthday.
My birthday was last week.
So thank you all, and please continue to ask questions whenever you have them.
All right.
Thank you, Gail. And that leads into, I'm gonna introduce a couple folks and then got a couple more reports, but my goal when I came here, and I think we're really proud of it, was to make sure that where Gail was just leading you all to, was that our staff want to be here. They have a reason they want to be here. They want to represent the county at a high level, and we work really hard. We just don't hire anybody, and we work really hard at building this team and making it a family situation. I think I'm kind of surprised the twins aren't in here right now. I mean, we conduct a lot of our business with the twins, and
We're grooming them.
yeah, and we're real proud of that.
Sure.
They're in the office watching videos.
But that's something we're really proud of. So to be able to advance a couple of our staff, Gail and I and Bill and others work hard on this discussion, and Amy, making sure that there is room for advancement here. I've made a couple staffing changes, some of them included in the budget. Excuse me, what I'm going to do is introduce Chris Brooks, who is our Director of Facilities. He's only been on a couple weeks, but bringing Chris on, yeah, he's going to, what's going to happen here, this is going to allow Scott to, I'll use the word promotion because there will be a little money involved, but step up and advance in his professional development. It's also going to allow Chris, the other Chris, Forker, who's on vacation today, to be able to step up in her role, because Chris is going to take some roles at the front desk. So it goes hand in hand with what we try to do here, is make sure that staff feel comfortable, they've got a great job, they represent well, but there's a chance for advancement, and that's what we like. So Chris, welcome aboard. I've known Chris for many, many years. He brings a lot of skill sets. He's been volunteering for us for several years, so they have all the staff.
So what, you ran out of volunteer time?
Oh, no, you never run out of volunteer time.
And then the other new addition.
Give a little summary of who he is.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah.
Well, thank you, excuse me, all very much.
I'm Chris Brooks, live here locally in Michigan City. Like I said, I've known Jack for a number of years, working with him through Pop Warner, working with the company, different companies. Happy to be here. I've had a construction background my whole life. I was a union iron worker for 36 years. I recently retired from that about 5 years ago. Jack was kind enough to offer me a position here, and I couldn't be happier. Just meeting the people we've already met, it seems like a great place to be. So I'm very happy to be here. Nice to meet you all. Thank you very much.
During my time with Chris, he ran events regionally, locally, nationally. He ran several events in Orlando, probably for 10 or 15 years at a high level. And so he's going to just help Scott move up and help with our advance. And then this morning when I got here at 6:30, he was in changing the dishwasher out. So he said, we right away, we saved money for, he was already here. He beat me here at 6:30 and we had a dishwasher malfunction and he got the new one installed. So that's going to show it. And he's going to supervise the front desk. He's going to do some stuff inside here. So just a lot of good stuff. The other one, you guys will remember Carl Vaughn that worked for us on a toll road. I think we introduced him a year ago when he started. He decided to go back over the road trucking. It was a better fit for him. So it opened us, it gave us a chance to open up our family for Aaron Parks. Everybody that's out at the boat race knows Aaron. He's been with us for several years. He's the guy that pushes the broom at the Invitational up and down that floor and making sure that's all cleared and everybody knows him for that. But Aaron, again, has been a long time acquaintance. He's already started the toll road operation. He's going to work under Robbie's direction on the toll road. Of course, Scott has got a background there too, and then when Aaron's not doing that, he'll be helping out with local deliveries and some other stuff here. Aaron, say a few words there.
Aaron Parks, extremely thankful for this opportunity to be here. known Jack and Bill for quite some time, so, and Scott and Chelsea and everyone here, so it was an easy transition to come here, and, yeah, I'm excited to be here full time.
Typically, Robbie was on vacation while Aaron was starting, so Aaron just stuck it on his own to go to every plaza. He wouldn't get paid. He wouldn't go out there and start the process himself, and just the way he operates. And so we got some really cool partners here, and we're proud of that. So moving forward, Amy's going to update us on the VG, where we're at with the VG. I told you guys many times, I wanted to get out of this. I wish we could have. The only good thing about it is it's not a big cost to us anymore, because the paper takes care of the cost, the printing, the cost, and the delivery cost. But the work is unimaginable, and I gotta say, Linda did such a great job with that, and Amy's taken that and lifted that bar up. She's got us really rocking and rolling. I think if Chelsea and Chris and some of the others see another audit page where they gotta go back into those screen, because
We're gonna see another more.
But a great work on this, Amy, and if you want to give everybody a short update.
Well, I have to give Chelsea kudos. She was all the entering and editing, and yeah, it's a team project. Chris has been really involved too, and Melissa, I'll promise, a lot of editing for us as well. So yeah, we're hopefully about a week-ish away from finalizing the project, and we're really excited about it. We're really excited to see it finalized. As I told you before, we've got some changes to it, so yeah, it'll be great. We should, again, it'll be done in about a week, and it'll go to print, and we'll have it at the end of the year. We should have it at the end of the year. So we'll be ready for distribution in January. Excited about that. And I wanted to share a couple things too about the Invitational. In conjunction with the City of LaPorte, we've been promoting LaPorte Invitational across multiple platforms. We're once again working with ESPN 1000, and that campaign started yesterday. It includes recorded commercials, live reads, social and digital promotion, and Chelsea's going to play hopefully a quick clip for us.
Captain Jay Wood with you here on this Bears Victory Monday as the Bears defeat the Steelers 31-28. 312-332-ESPN 332-3776 is our phone number. Cass, tell the folks about our video streaming.
Yes, sir, John. Our video streaming brought to you by the LaPorte Invitational, the Midwest premier high school basketball showcase, January 9, 10, 11 in LaPorte, Indiana. We're talking about like last year.
Yeah.
Carmelo Anthony was there, his kid playing in that tournament. We're talking about 10, 12, 15 of the top 100 players in America, the future NBAers. For tickets, go to LaPorteInvitational.com. We were there in, what did it take us, an hour?
Yeah, it's a great time.
Woody and I are going to be there again.
Yeah.
We'll be out there January 9th. I cannot wait to be with you there.
Do you think they'll bring out the little Hoosier schooner, the little bus? The Hoosiers team was on.
From Hickory.
From Gene Hackman's team.
Right. Hickory. I think you'll find that the rim is the same height as our little gym back in Hickory. Yeah. I think they will. They did last year, and I remember going out and recording a video. Hoodie filmed me.
Yeah.
Me standing in front of the bus, and then we got on it and took pictures. The bus that they used in the movie was super cool.
It's so small and so primitive. But yeah, we did pictures of it, so we cannot wait to get back to LaPorte. We had such a fun time.
Yeah, we'll be back there.
312-332-ESPN.
So just to interject, my thoughts on this is our relationship now the second year with them. The paid part of this was that first part that was narrated by somebody else. The rest of that, we got a whole nother 30 seconds really free. This morning when I was coming in, it played twice this morning. I guess there was a caller that had left their phone off the hook, and there was a little garble at the end, just at the very end, and so they played it again. So because of our relationship that Chelsea and Amy has developed with those guys, it's really turned into a good partnership. So while we were in this meeting, I got a call from Daryl Baker from the Hoosier Bus. So we're trying to get that lined up. We think he's got it on the calendar. So that's,
Sounds like you gotta make it happen.
Oh, yeah.
This guy's like, he's waiting for that bus.
There's not much cost to that at all. He does that all volunteer.
Yeah.
All right, then you're back.
Okay, oops, sorry.
Who's your painted on?
Yeah. Okay, so we're also promoting it along our local radio stations. All of our local radio stations are running commercials and have live spots as well. And then Dig the Dunes featured the invitational in their November newsletter. And then we're pushing it out through our local channels, our website. We've written a new blog about it on our social media too. And then aside from the invitational, I think this is really cool. Through our state partnership with the IDDC, Forbes Advisor included Michigan City in the Best Affordable Family Vacation Spots article. Yeah, and this was a digital article, but they have over 52 million unique visitors per month. So that's great exposure for our destination. We're very excited about that. And then we've also written and shared a couple of new blogs, visiting friends and families for the holidays, and then our local Christmas tree farms. Indiana School North has an upcoming regional blog, which will also promote our Festival of Lights, Heston Steam Museum's Candy Cane Express, the Downtown LaPorte Lights, as well as the Historic Preservation's Christmas Candlelight Tour. So that's upcoming. Let's see, Chris, Brett, and I all reported some new spots for WIMS, so those are running as well. Again, a holiday focus there, shopping, dining, events, places to stay, and then we went ahead and recorded one about the visitor's guide that's ready to go at the beginning of January to push those out. And then lastly, we also supported and placed an ad in the LaPorte County Symphony's booklet for their new season. So, yep.
Questions? Thank you, Amy.
Yep.
Brett, you want to give us a short innkeepers update, please?
Sure. Well, I was hoping to have the county numbers for October. However, during this meeting, just got an email from Kelly at the auditor's office. She's been in Michigan City the last few days. So she said she's back in the office in LaPorte today, and I will hopefully have those by the end of the day, if not tomorrow. So I'll get those to Jack, and he can update you. I can tell you the state distribution for October was up about 9.2%. So we're still tracking up for the year. We're excited. There's some developments coming that we think will help our innkeepers' collections. We still have a few properties that are lagging a little behind. And with the hard work of the auditor's office, Kelly and Dan and everyone else involved with the county, which we really appreciate all of their help with this, we think we have a nice system in place now with escalating nudges, I will call it, or reminders that the innkeeper's tax is actually a tax and needs to be paid on time in a timely fashion. And if not, there are penalties involved. So going forward, we think that will help spur, once again, we're just here to help, and those monies go right back to the community and help fund our projects. So it's a pass-through. It's not a, loss of income for our innkeepers or anything like that. And most of this is paid by visitors throughout our county, unless we have local residents who stay. So, we're very excited.
When that's communicated to them, and I know they understand that, but do they really grasp that it just goes through and that we put it back, we're putting it back into the community? Do they understand that part of it? I mean, can you sense that they...
Having worked for hoteliers in the area in the past too, I would say the understanding's there. However...
Okay, gotcha. I got you. All right, we're good.
Let's just say there's more enforcement on the books if you don't pay your sales tax, even though they're both the same thing.
Yeah.
If all of our hoteliers and third-party rentals and everyone else look at it that way, I promise you they don't take as much advantage in delaying their sales tax remittance, because the DOR is much more heavy-handed on that. Whereas we try to work with them and make sure that it's beneficial to all of us. Our goal here at the Bureau is not to put anyone out of business or take their income. We're trying to help. So what I found works with a lot of these hoteliers is if you go in and present it in a nice fashion, you get a much better response.
Right.
So, and the other thing I'll say too is we got our fingers crossed for great news coming up. Home to Suites flag should be going up here shortly, if not next month, early January. We're hearing some scuttlebutt on the horizon of some good news, but we're not going to share that until we know for sure, because we know how that works.
Don't do that.
You have to know.
Don't tease us like that.
But I like to leave it out there a little bit, but we think things are looking up, and the adding new hotels to our area, like Home to Suites, and having upgrades with our other facilities can do nothing but help us.
Great,
We
Brad.
have a chance to put liens on properties if they don't pay, or is that? you go
Actually,
that far or not?
and what I think we've discovered is the fact that we don't necessarily have to do that paperwork, the county takes care of it.
But that is at the time.
Yes.
Okay.
And we're in that process with a few, but it's, it's the last resort, we really don't want
No,
to.
I agree. Yes, I agree.
We, in my tenure, Don, we've done it one time, and it was very successful. I mean, we literally had a seat at the table when they closed on the property, and the check got slid over to us because of that lien.
Yeah.
So I've had one experience, 20 years ago with that, the county has already started the process of putting the lien on our one property now.
Yeah, one property for sure, and
Just curious, thank you.
Yeah. Good, thanks, Brett. Any other questions, Brett? The last report we have under my stuff, Pat, Robbie's gonna give us some updated numbers on the toll road. He recently did some work for Mayor Tom, Tom was involved in some stuff and he asked for these, so we thought it was kind of exciting to share them today, right?
Yeah. So last month I went through like a 9-page report and really told the impact that the toll road has on our county and how important it is. And being able to kind of show the in-depth data we're able to pull and use. But Mayor Germany he needed something quick in front of him that he could use and really get his brain wrapped around this project that he doesn't work with every day. And so I was able to take that 9-page report, consolidate it down, and really tell that story in a compact way. So he's ready to go for his next meetings. He has his talking points, and he knows how to defend our assets and, just remind himself of how powerful these assets are. And this is another reminder I just want to send out to the board. Like, I can put together these reports for if you have any projects that you need some data to defend what's going on or to better understand your attraction event. This is an asset for you guys. Just reach out to Jack, and we can get that to you in a pretty timely manner. On top of that data, Amy and I began meeting, looking at next year's events and how we should best promote them next year. And for the first time ever, we really used this year to educate ourselves about who's coming to our destination and really understand demographics interacting at our events. Because obviously the boat race has a very different demographic than people going to the Sunflower Festival. Well, we want to promote both events, but we need to know how to intelligently do that so we're not wasting money and we're being smart with how we go about it, because those marketing approaches are going to look very different. And so for the first time with our demographic breakdown through Placer, we can identify exactly who these groups are, the percentage of how many people of this demographic are showing up, and not only that, the best way to target them and marketing, what marketing channels influence them the most. And because it's very different from the people from the high income earners in Chicago versus some of the more rural regional markets for our South County events. So now we understand that, and so Amy and I are going to be meeting with bring Chris into the fold here a little bit to figure out how we can match our social media efforts with some of our local promotions and just really be smart about how we use this data next year.
We'll email this out to the board too, just so you have it to look at at your leisure. Thank you, Robbie, that's good stuff. And if there's anything in particular, Pat, that we detect that the board wants us to share numbers-wise at upcoming meetings, just let us know.
Sure.
We'll start digging on it, okay?
Okay,
That concludes my report, thank you.
all right.
feedback.
So, Mike is on?
Oh, good, thank you.
Okay, so did you cover all these? Did you cover all these?
Yeah, we're this month we only did the 4. We're not doing them all.
Okay.
We're not speaking
All
now.
right. All right, nothing from NITDC.
Onboarding Aaron. Been onboarding Aaron, it's not up on the toll road.
Oh, okay.
Sales are undergoing and,
That's what that was, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, Dan, just say a few words. I think we spent so much time there.
Yeah, it's like, I tell you what, Jack and I talk like 7 times a day, it seems like, because there's so much going on in a lot of the different areas. We're working with the boat race community, with NITDC is now taking up a lot more of our time than it would normally. We have a lot to do just to do the normal business plan and business plan work, but as you're navigating situations that come up that requires an additional level of input and time and consideration. So we've been involved with that with the, coming out of the tourism forum where Josiah came in. I hope that you all, most of you were able to make it, can appreciate and better understand what we're doing through Northern Indiana Tourism Development Commission. And again, the three pillars are the toll road, marketing and servicing, which is huge. And then the Indiana's Cool North Marketing, which really supports the toll road. And then we have the North Indiana Advocates, Government Affairs and Advocacy pillar. So a lot of what we're dealing with this year is some turnover in the leadership of a couple of our member county CDBs, and then those members needing to get their brain around NITDC and understanding the value proposition and wanting to continue to invest as members. So we've been working through that process in partnership with Josiah. So we just continue to do that, and we have opportunities to maybe bring some new members in. So we've been working on that, and been networking with other key influencers throughout the region to sit on our advisory board, and just to strengthen our leadership and decision making and influence of our NITDC board, which allows us to go out and do the partnerships we need to be successful. So it's just taken a lot of careful thought and consideration. I don't want to say any more in detail beyond that, but Jack and I are just knee deep in this, and have been for the last 5 or 6 months, on top of so many other things we're doing.
Well, we've spoken about the region being important to make sure the region is successful for each individual county within that region to be successful. So I'm glad you guys are knee deep, and if you need to go deeper, go deeper. But no, seriously, because we need to look at ourselves as a region. We really do.
Well, especially when you look at the toll road. The toll road is a regional asset.
Exactly.
It is a media market with the travel plazas, as shown by our placer data, of 8 million people.
Yeah.
8 million people that we get to control the media message to,
right,
and influence, and they're in a car and they're driving through our destination.
Right.
There's not a more qualified audience we could talk to than that. And we can't lose that, and we've got to continue to refine that and take advantage of it. So yeah, we are fighting hard and going out and socializing that message to a lot of different audiences, and we'll tap some of you individually probably to help us as we go along.
So to that point, Dan, 2 questions, I guess, maybe 3. One is, there any specific lobbying effort we're underway with now with the state as they come back into session? And then the second one is relative to the toll plazas themselves. I don't know if you've seen the new, it's not that new now, it's about a year old, toll plaza on I-65, down, which is south of Crown Point or so. It's fabulous.
Yes, it is.
So the question I would have, is there a plan to upgrade all the toll road plazas along the way? And if there isn't, should we get a plan? And then what is the number? I mean, because that plaza is just gorgeous. I don't know if you've seen it. It's got a modern look to it. It's got,
I just opened
it's really nice.
in Indianapolis with the Indy 500 race theme behind it.
So I'm on where are we on the priority list? We have about 5, 6 along the way here, right?
Well, let me tell you what I know about that, because I thought, after I read the announcement on the Indianapolis Plaza open, my mind started going that exact same place. And that's where we need, again, to build up our advisory board of NITDC to have the highest capacity key influencers on that board in order to help us think big like that and achieve our highest result. So what I know about that is there is a $600 million fund controlled by NDOT. This is what I know. Now, you may read next week and I've got it all wrong, but I believe this to be true.
Okay.
that money is being spent to open up these plazas, and, they can't build them all at once.
Right.
And we probably have maybe half the plazas open at this time, so I think it's supposed to build out through 34, maybe something like that, 2034. So a lot of that money hasn't yet been spent. None of it is planned to be spent, as far as I know, along the toll road, because they don't consider those official, the footprint. They're building them where the old plazas, I think, used to be.
Sure.
So, but I looked at it, said, well, and I just met with a legislator on Friday and said, look, I think we should go look at having a meeting and talk about maybe tapping into something. Would that be a doable thing? She goes, I'd be glad to talk to you after this next session is over. So, but I think I think that we would be well served to sit around and have influence conversations with people that can influence that.
Okay, so but I agree with that totally. But I also, back of our own minds, maybe we take a little field trip here or something. Just let's go plaza by plaza, look at them and compare them relative to what was just built on I-60.
I love that idea.
I mean, it makes a great statement for Indiana. And I think that's part of our pitch. It's not just having people visit here, but when they come here, they get a powerful memory of the quality of the state and the people that live here. And we should be making that statement relative to Nick in particular. I mean, we can do our local plaza here at LaPorte, but I think it's a good rallying point for any number of tourism bureaus to get around, because number one, they're not inexpensive facilities, and they're expensive to operate, and they make a big statement about Hoosiers and what's in Indiana. So that's my pitch.
I think that's true. Your other question was around
which is general
lobby.
An effort to lobby for any particular defensive position.
So, well, this is a short session.
Right.
It's going to be mainly, as far as I've heard, it's going to be centered around SEA1, the property tax, and getting that kind of fixed and adjusted. And then they're going to be quick in and quick out. We thought that our best allocation of resources wouldn't be towards engaging a lobbyist during this short session. I'll let Jack talk to our alternative on that, which I think is just genius because of Jack's leadership there. And we are going to spend our resources on more, not the government affairs side. We'll be there playing offense and defense instead. And if we need to engage, we will. But we are going to spend it on advocacy within the region, and we're going to have an engagement with Josiah to help lead that. And so we're going to lean more on the advocacy side, and we think that's what's needed in 20. Then we'll be ready for the long session in 2027 and come back. And
It'd be nice if we had a little agenda for the next session.
yeah, we probably would.
So we're talking 5 points on it. I'm not sure what it is. But.
Yeah, and I think for us, remember, we're covering a big footprint, and we're covering bipartisan. So we got to be very careful when we pick a policy position. And what I say to anybody is the role of NIA, which is different than other government affairs, is that we're here and to keep strong relationships with 37 legislators across our footprint, and 20 more through our partnership with the Northeast Indiana Coalition. Over a third of the legislators in the state, we're there to keep those relationships active and alive, and they know who we are, to solve a problem or to take advantage of an opportunity that we know nothing about today. But when they come up, if you haven't built these relationships, you have no chance to stop a quickly moving threat or take advantage of a quickly moving opportunity. And I won't go into it here, but there's been several examples with a lot of zeros behind them that we weren't ready for, and we lost out on a lot of zeros with the assets. And Jack, I'll let you address anything with.
Yeah, just in summary, when you look at the finger pointing going on now with Senate Bill 1 and what's happened to everybody, it's pretty toxic in Indianapolis, okay? Because everybody's either politicizing it or rightfully so saying we screwed this thing up. So that's pretty bad shape. And then you add to that this redistricting discussion, which has been brutal in the Senate. Just brutal, all within one party. And it is, and so all of our legislators, our elected officials that we've talked to saying, stay away. Don't do nothing this session. But to Don's point, we do have a platform out there through ITA, and Gail's making a note as I speak that we'll send you that platform so you can take a look at that.
That's good.
Which is a little bit broader than NIA,
Yeah.
but it's good that you guys see that. And we'll get
More
you-
laser focus.
Yeah. So we'll get that to 'em. So that should summarize that, my part.
Is that all you want to say?
Oh, the last thing that you asked me, because we're not using a hiring a lobbyist, we're gonna save that money through NIGDC, which ultimately affects us. Mayor Tom has agreed to handle our legislative affairs. I think I may have shared that at no cost. You know, he can't lobby, but he can. You know, I mean, he can do effective. He's not a ready to rock.
Advise us.
Yes, absolutely,
He
yeah.
can speak for us, the situation.
Yeah. And then lastly, I keep saying lastly, but I think it's important because this question came up, like Don asked a question last week. If you look at our income, NITDC income, the first year on the management contract, we're gonna fall a little bit short. We raised it up in this year's budget. My plan is to work with it. It's a whole other moving target to get this done, because we gotta take it to another board, and they've gotta I'm gonna ask for an increase for the management contract for 26. And once we identify who our voting members are, which is in the region, then I'm gonna go back and ask for a slight increase to offset that money there. Just let you guys know that.
All right. That's good. All right. With that, we'll move down to any unfinished business. Okay, well, this brings us to new business, and as you all know, for the last couple of months, Jack and staff have prepared us for reviewing the budget, which we do this time of year each year, and you had a chance to look at it, ask questions. We've had great feedback from the board this time on the budget, so we appreciate that because it just helps the overall organization to do a better job of putting a budget together that's going to accurately show what we're going to be doing in 2026. So with that, do you want to say anything? We're going to have an advisory committee. We have a wonderful advisory committee here. Doug Waters, Angie Gagan, and Stacy Bennett. And Angie's going to give us her recommendation for the budget.
Yes, thank you. Good morning. On behalf of the advisory board, we did have a chance to review. Will advised me that he was advised, a lot of words advised. He is not going to be here, but I'm speaking with the entire board that we reviewed the recommended proposal, and we all agreed that it was, we approved the recommendation for the 2026 budget.
Thank you.
It's great to have that input from our advisory board because they have a different look at it than what we see. So it's great to have that as part of the process, and we appreciate you guys putting the time in to do that for us. So thank you. So with that, then I'll turn it over to Jack, and after he's done, we'll ask for a motion and a second if you have anything that you need to add, Jack.
Yeah, the numbers are there. You guys all saw the narrative, and you've had the numbers. It's a mirror of last year's with just a couple increases. But I just want to say to you all that the process that you are going to start today by assumingly approving this budget allows us just to go forward with our work next year, and that way we can assign the expenditures to a proper line item. It's something that can be changed anytime. we can go back in and do it again in February, we can do it in March. We found out we've also got another option, which has worked really well, is the special assessment option. So anything that happens that we've not put on the radar screen, we can deal with when it comes up. A couple of good things have come out of this, and we're already starting to make a wish list, if you will, that we could talk about moving into the first quarter of next year. And it'll be done right here at the board table and finish it out. So it's just a tool. We don't lose the money that's not appropriated at the end of the year. That those kind of things don't happen in our world. This is just a tool that lets us follow proper industry procedures and follow the State Board of Accounts procedures to do our expenditures.
Before I ask for a motion, anybody have anything they want to add?
I had 3 or 4 points. Suncheck a note and Pat on this. I think I've got 3 or 4 things that I think we ought to consider, whether it's future special assessment or not. Number one, I think, I brought this up a couple months ago about some special activity relative to some portable bleachers. And as I look into it, it's going to take a little bit more work to figure out what we might want, because there's a wide range of prices, like $25,000 to $100,000, and it varies with the number of seats, handicap accessibility, the look, the portability, are they comfortable to sit on, all that kind of stuff. So I think that is something that would be, I guess my general direction. I think a little bit maybe you might want to think about a couple of smaller units rather than ones that are 160 or 200 seats, maybe something in the 100-seat kind of range, because we could use them at the boat race or other.
Don, let me ask you, because I think when we brought this conversation up before, we talked about a few people getting together and presenting some.
I haven't met with anybody else other than I have traded notes a little bit with.
Because I think that's where we are with this. Because I think we
but it needs to be.
I'm just
reading up as a line item someplace here, and it's probably more of a capital spend. Related to that, I think we ought to have some level of capital spend for the fairgrounds. And then also another opportunity for us, and I know the Lebesnick Center is trying to do more on a county-wide basis under art. So that would be a category. And then the last point is that you've traded a couple of notes with Mayor Angie. I think there's a couple other items that she's looking for some more help on. So that's kind of my general comments. The budget overall, I think it's well laid out and planned, but I do think that we have some room relative to our balance sheet as well as income versus expenses in total, assuming we continue to do well on the collections, that we could have some room to even do more than what we are doing. So that's my comments.
Yeah, that's a great comment, and I'd like to we're on the same track with that. I think, especially the innkeepers, because that's what really drives everything. I would rather see the money in the bank before we commit it. And so, and because that's so, things could happen. And they do happen. Yeah. So that's, again, going back to, this is what Don and I talked about, and actually Will had some similar questions from the advisory board. This tool of special assessment is perfect. At some point, let's just say April, we look at the innkeepers and it's done exactly what it's been doing, is keep climbing. We can look back and say, yes, there is X number of dollars there that we could put into a capital expenditure like this long term. As far as Mayor Tom's requests were all met, Mayor Angie's requests were just about all met. Okay, the original request that she sent in early August were pretty much taken care of. We got some late requests that didn't all make it, but same thing. If it fits, and one of them comes to mind is helping support our lifeguards. That's crucial.
No-brainer. That's actually no-brainer.
Gotta be safe. Yeah,
that's a no-brainer.
And so that's one I would certainly, and our staff, we've talked about it, would certainly recommend that would either get a line item next year or in 26 get a special assessment. And as far as we definitely will put, in my mind, a line item for the arts category. I got to talk to Dale a little bit. Got to talk to Amy a little bit about that. It just came up, but we will. Yeah, we like that.
Well, it's all beautification quality.
And so somebody, Gail does a really good job of capturing what we say here at these meetings, but if there's something that we say like that you want to be parked somewhere that would go directly into these special assessment talks, make sure we note that on the record so we don't miss it, or send an email, because we're gonna have to start capturing some of this and following up on it. And a lot of it will go through Dan with the planning, but, so, that's, I guess.
Okay, so with that, I'll ask for a motion to approve the.
One extra
Oh,
question.
sorry. Oh, yeah, sorry.
About the budget. I think overall, yeah, very well laid out, put together. My only, I guess, question there, maybe this is something for spring, April, whenever, special assessment, but I noticed there was a little bit of an increase in the marketing and the advertising section. I just wonder if that's enough, I guess, as a marketing guy, of course, it's coming from me, but based off of everything that Josiah said and like the return on investment spent for like a destination and what come back, I can't remember the exact numbers, but it was very significant, like $17 for every dollar or something like that.
Yeah.
I just wonder if that could be something that we could be investing in more, as far as like getting out more about, with the boat races, with the travel plazas and the toll roads and,
Well, I think that's something Amy could definitely.
She just slipped him a note.
Oh,
So that's what, you guys see that? It's not work, yeah.
Back news, no voice.
Yeah.
No, that's a great thought in different Airbnbs and third-party rentals and all that opportunity we have to get that back. And I just think that the marketing is something that we could be going after a lot more.
And to that point, we did increase the marketing budget this year. And we essentially, the new line item for what we'll call South County, that's all marketing dollars, too. So we increased it more than we've ever increased it so far, but that thought process is absolutely at top of ours. It really is, and we agree with that. And another example, and Gail and I will be spending the next, between now and January 1st, looking at all these line items and trying to find out where we need to. Sometimes when a bill comes in for a banner, there's about 4 places that bill could get charged to: printing, an event, marketing. So we've got tons of adjustments to do. But the point I'm trying to make is, out of that huge amount of money we pay into Great Lakes Grand Prix, there's tons of marketing dollars buried in there, in banners and in stuff.
The event itself is a marketing.
Yeah, so it's kind of relative, but the point's well taken. Yeah, thank you.
All right, any other comments before I ask for the motion? All right, let's, I'll ask for a motion to approve the 2026 budget as proposed by our LaPorte County Convention and Visitors Bureau staff at this time.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Adam Konizny and a second by Rich Grammarosa. Rich Grammarosa. Any discussion? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You guys have a budget.
Thank you all.
Time to get to work.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have any board comments at this time? If not, I do have something that we've been discussing.
The Purdue Northwest, we're going to have our Martin Luther King breakfast again this year on January, I think it's the actual holiday, January 19th. And private registration at 7:30, maybe go till 10 o'clock, where Mayor Angie's going to be our MC. And Kiana Davis, who is a Michigan City grad and has done really well, is going to be our keynote. And we'll have some time for community discussion there. So it's free to the public. We would love some help on the promotion. We would like people to RSVP just so we get some feel for it. But it should be a great event, and look forward to seeing all you there.
7:30, huh?
Well,
that's a registration. The program starts about 8.
Is there some level of sponsorship that?
Yeah, we'd love to have some help.
Linda used to help. That was kind of something she took care of. So we'd like to. That's a very well done meeting or event, excuse me, and that's a great way for us to help support that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, if we have, you don't have anything else, let's get Mike up here.
Is this picture? Can you put his picture up too?
I might be able to find him.
There's no live picture, no?
Can you see up there, Bill?
I'm looking. Micah.
Mike Stites guest
Well,
right there.
it's on here, so he's got a picture somewhere. I'm just not sure where it hit him at.
Might have to do a split screen somehow.
Can you read up there, Bill, if any of those are?
Where it says Mike Stites guest.
Can you see me?
We can hear you,
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
but your camera looks like it's on.
You don't want to see me anyway.
Okay. Don't argue.
That's not gonna be. We're supposed to be nice this one time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find you, Mike.
I'm not sure where he's
No
at.
problem.
They hid him somewhere, but I can see you, Mike.
Can I say something?
Not yet. Not yet.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we'll be able to get him up here.
Usually when you're in sharing mode, you can't.
Okay, all right, well, we're gonna, you can hear us though, Mike, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you can see Chelsea?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and proceed. As you all know, Mike Stites is going to be retiring from our board. Mike came to the board in 2021, and speaking as a board member and working with Mike, Mike, you have been an absolute pleasure to work with, a wonderful asset, wealth of knowledge, and just you made some significant contributions right away to the organization. And we just want to take this time to recognize you and thank you for all that you've done and to wish you the best in what you're doing down there in Florida, although I think you should still come back to Indiana. But since you're not going to do that, we're going to still wish you the best, and hopefully you will visit us from time to time and let us know when you're in town so we can harass you a little bit more. Okay, so with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jack.
Okay.
We have a presentation to make to you.
All right, so when Mike came on officially in 21, I believe, it wasn't, he'd already been working for us for years and years. As head of the chamber, he was one of our strongest advocates.
Yes.
He helped literally, if it wasn't for Mike's intervention, our branding effort, which was very controversial when it came out, may not have made it through the process. Mike literally stood up. I recall I'm standing there and I'm thinking, Mike, don't do this. It could get ugly. And you know, Mike, he likes getting ugly a little bit, right? Sometimes. And he took on the folks that were challenging it and gave them some great understanding and educated them real well, and it moved it forward great at a public meeting. And he's been on our team the whole time. He understands tourism. Mike served on this board, and I got to serve on his board at Chamber at times, and so I got to watch his leadership. And as you know, he's not afraid to give you his thoughts, and he's very engaged. So when I talked to the staff, Pat, about what we could do for Mike to show him our appreciation, he's kind of known for certainly the fun and times he has on a golf course, but during our event at the Great Lakes, he never gets off that cart. He's hauling people all the time.
Right.
And just constantly at that. During the fair, same thing. Mike's always on that cart. You can count on that. All 10 days or 7 days of the fair, he's out there. So staff had a great idea. We got him a replica golf cart for his desk with a plaque included, and we had a picture up earlier, and it might come back to you all. But Mike, it's being shipped to your house, and we'll have the picture back up with the cart. I don't know if he can see the screen, but there it is. So, there is an actual toy replica cart that goes on his desk. So staff come up with that idea, and we thought it was great.
Oh, great. Fantastic. I tell you,
Yeah, now you can say something, Mike.
it's been an honor and a pleasure to serve on the board, and I appreciate your comments. That was my whole purpose and everything, and I hope I did some good things for the community and good things for the Convention Visitors Bureau. That was always my goal, and I cherish the opportunity to be with you guys and work with you. And Jack and I have had a long relationship. The only thing we've ever disagreed on is Kentucky basketball. But again, and we got a great staff on CBB and a great board. And again, it's been an honor and a pleasure. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to be with you people.
So, Mike, I noticed the golf cart is red. So it has something to do with you. But, and I think you guys have a football team again this year, too.
Go Hoosiers.
No, just sincere, this Mike. I just want to add my thanks to working with you over the years, too. You certainly helped me out a lot at NIPSCO and also in my career at P&W and here. So you've been a significant contributor to the county and the city and frankly to northern Indiana. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Don. And again, we had our times over the years to do good things together, and I appreciate it.
So Mike, we'll see you up here and, I didn't hear that yet, go ahead.
Yeah, any other board?
So Mike, are you working on your tan lines all day?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, as a matter of fact,
Tan lines, what's that?
I'm getting pretty dark.
I was just gonna say, Mike, we'll see, the board will get to see you, at the boat race. Mike will be back. He's gonna probably be on a cart out there again, I'm sure, so he'll be back this year.
Well,
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, will you put me to work?
If you can stay out of trouble between now, you gotta pass a metal detector. We may have to check with the probation office, but yeah, get up here, we'll take this.
Yes, we'll put you to work, Mike.
And Pat, I enjoyed our relationship and working with you, and you're a great leader of this board, and wish you continued success.
Thank you for that, Mike, and it's just been a joy to work with you. Gonna miss you. I may have to call you sometime just to hear your voice.
Always welcome, and if anybody is in Fort Myers, look me up.
All right.
Just
We're all writing that down, Mike.
Watch what you wish for.
Right, you might. Anyone else? Okay. All right, well, with that, we're going to conclude this meeting, unless anybody else has anything to say.
December, if you want to address that, what do you want to do?
Oh, yes, that's right. December 23rd is our next board meeting. Thank you, Jack, for reminding me. We have, on occasion, canceled our December meeting. We've also moved the date up in some cases. And I'm thinking right now, we're pretty set for this year that we don't need to have a December meeting unless someone has something that they think they need to review. We've had the budgets approved, and we can just hold down until our January meeting. If everybody's good. Everybody's good?
You need a motion?
Yes, for cancellation.
Motion to approve.
Second. We have a motion by Rich Grammarosa and a second by Becky Greenlaw to cancel the December meeting and reconvene in January of 2026. Any discussion, comments? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Well, with that, I'll just say See you. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Enjoy the holiday season. And love your family. Be with family and friends. And just have a wonderful, wonderful time. Thank you for being part of this board. Thank you for all the work that you put in as board members and staff. You're awesome. Our advisory committee, thank you. And we'll see you next year.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Pat.
Thank you.